host, Dustin Chafin.
Wow, I feel like you were serenading me. That was
Did you like that?
I
think
I did. I think you should do a different one every time.
I'll try a different one next week.
Different instrument. You could play the spoons. You could do pots and pans. You could do a washboard. I think switch it up a little. I like it.
Yeah. I got a bunch of instruments.
Yeah, we'll just do like a recorder, a kazoo, whatever, dude. Just like
I got a theremin.
Jug. Do a jug, like a jug band.
Yeah. Wash tub bass.
Ooh, now you're talking. Can you play the saw?
I know, but the theremin sounds similar, so it doesn't look as cool. It's just
you could probably YouTube how to play a saw.
Yeah, you get a bow and you get a saw. I don't know. Does it have to be a special saw, or can you play any saw?
No, it's got to be one of those big log saws. Can't be like a little.
But it's not made for music, right?
Saw. No, it's made for
for sawing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you just said that, didn't you? Yeah. No, it's not made for music. It's made for sawing. Somebody made music out of it.
Okay. So you can still hurt yourself with it.
Yeah, dude, it's a saw. It said blades on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of touring bands with the saw because of that purpose. There's a lot of roadies.
You cut through the mix, though. Cut right through the mix.
Yeah, back in the day they did it. A few roadies lost some arms, so they were like, "All right, dude. So no more saws on the road. We gotta just buy those. Kind of a one and done. We buy them and we throw them away after the show."
Yeah.
The weird start.
I do that with guitars. I just crumple them up, toss them.
You got paper guitars?
Yeah.
You can make guitars out of stuff. What have you done that? Have you ever made an instrument out of something that was just like regular stuff? Did you do that as a kid? I made like oatmeal things, like drums and stuff.
Before I had drums, I was like 10 years old, and I would just grab like coffee cans and pots and pans covers and just pencils, just whatever, just making a little drum set.
Well, those guys on the streets, I mean, they make a lot of noise with like a paint bucket or something, like with a big plastic bucket. You can really get some noise out of that.
Those guys are pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, you did some street stuff, right?
I used to play on the subways.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious. You should do it again, dude. You should do it on the California subway.
Do the LA, just get on and just start playing it.
What kind of money did you make? What was an average day?
So when I first started doing it, it would be me and my friend, and he sang and played guitar, and I had a snare drum and a little cymbal stand and a cymbal. Oh, and okay. I would we'd go on the train car. So I'd be like carrying my stuff. We'd set up in the middle of the train, and then I put the cymbal on I'd have put the cymbal on. I have brushes, and then he would come on. He would be doing like Beatles songs. And I'd just be like, whatever, just lightly. And I'd sing harmonies. We do like Ray Charles, that song, What I Say, or we do like a Temptation song. Wow. So we'd make like I'd make like $100.
Wow.
In like 3 or 4 hours.
Wow. That's better than what you make in a regular show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's better than what I made the other night when I played at a venue out here in LA.
You guys started hitting these transits.
Yeah. So, but I was the drummer. So my friend, he could just go and make twice the money without a drummer.
Oh, I see.
So I started doing
Eventually it. You got kicked out of the subway band?
Yeah, well, he was already doing it. We were in a band together. He's like, let's do it together, and then we'll go home. You'll go back to my apartment. We'll write for the band or whatever.
Wow.
So we did that a little bit. But then I did it by myself, and I wasn't having as much fun as he was. Yeah. So I made a little less money.
Yeah, you don't have the personality for that.
No. It's not the same. When the person is like, it looks like they're miserable. You're like, just finish this song up. Can we wrap this up?
Yeah, that's you. You're not. Yeah, you're always miserable. Even when it's a good show, you're miserable. Well, alone the fucking R train. So yeah, that's not gonna fly with your like depressed face trying to get money out of people. All right, let's bring in the ding dongs. Hey,
Okay.
everybody!
Yeah, the ding dongs.
My best friends in life, ladies and gentlemen, Adam Holtz and Jeffrey Paul.
Ding dong.
Ding dongs
Ding dong. Here we go. Yes.
is a term of endearment. It's wow. It's when you go acoustic, it's like it's just all like, hey, ding ding ding. It's just not
different
as
vibe.
dramatic. It's not as dramatic. Do you dance on the subway, Jeff? I feel like you dance.
Did I do anything? Yeah, I would bring my own cardboard.
Cardboard.
Yeah, I bring my own piece of cardboard and I have big laces and I have a big giant boombox. No, I didn't do that.
Well, then you're not. See, you can't be. You didn't pay your dues as a dancer. Like
Well,
Anthony paid his dues.
I worked the underground clubs. I did the underground battle dancing that you don't know about. A lot of people don't know
Battle
about
dancing.
Yeah. Okay. Is that real, or did you just watch like Zoolander or something? Like, what is this?
I think that may have been like the theme or the plot of Crush Groove. I think that's what I
I think you watched the movie. Yeah.
Were you in Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo?
Ooh, Electric Boogaloo?
Let me tell you something. Breaking, the first one was great.
I met Turbo from Breaking.
Did it? So there was a song, I think it was off of that soundtrack called 99 and a Half by Carol Towns, and it was great. I wound up going to a wedding, and she was the wedding singer after that song had already come out.
Oh, wow.
So sometimes comedians have it kind of like rough. So sometimes singers do too, man. I mean, she was already like on.
Sometimes singers always have it rough.
I was just at Anthony's show the other night.
How was that? I saw pictures. It looked good.
He was great. He's gonna beat himself up, but there was a little reverb problem with the sound guy, but he was great. He did good. It was like it was fun. It was a cool LA vibe. It was nice.
It's just frustrating because you guys see me with my whole setup all the time, and I know how to dial it in, and then you try to give it to a sound guy at a venue, and there's just feedback all over the place because they don't know what to do with me, my one-man band setup.
But at the same time, Jeff and I, like, we do shows, the mic goes out, the freaking lights go out, the freaking, it's like it's always something in a live show. I mean,
but the whole time I was thinking I could have dialed in my mix better than this guy.
I don't know. I saw Mick Jagger get hit with a bottle, so it doesn't even matter what level. It's like some shit happens. It's live. That's the beauty of it. You got to treat it like it's a cage fight. Like it's you don't know. You just got to get ready for it. It's bobbing and weaving. The Thunderdome,
Wear shorts, take off your shirt, and then get going, Anthony.
Oh yeah.
He's got the abs. Got the abs. We wish he had those abs.
No, I sure do.
It was great. You did great. He the first guy was good, and just good. The last guy, had a like fancy guitar, like a $5,000 guitar. It was good. Good. It was it was very serious though. It was serious, Anthony. It was just like it was just right into the songs. Like it wasn't
no banter.
Not really.
Nah, very little banter.
He's kind of went into it. Went into it. We talked. I said, it's like you got to kind of ease into it a little more stand-up-y. But it's a different genre. It's a totally different thing, like music clubs as opposed to stand-up comedy clubs.
Anthony is like the Rick Ocasek of performing one-man band comedy / music.
Underrated?
That, and also Ocasek wouldn't address the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
No, he just went out there, did the songs, and that's it. Didn't move, didn't talk.
He always addresses the crowd. This was a moment where he did not. But dude, come on, we've seen his stand up 1,000 times with the guitar. It's like but he's definitely
this is new LA Anthony.
It's LA. I always feel like I should kind of do the Ramones thing, where you just go from one song to the next and not talk.
I like a beat. I don't like it when bands do too much of that. Like I don't like it when they try to be funny. Or they're preaching a message.
Yeah,
the little banter is funny. Elvis was the king of it. Elvis was the best I've ever heard in my entire life.
Did he write his own banter, or was he doing other people's banter?
No, stop it.
Joey Bishop.
Just black guy. He just did black guys banter.
Black guy banter.
Back off Elvis. He did a lot for the black community. If it wasn't for Elvis, people wouldn't be listening to fucking Chuck Berry. It's like Elvis did a lot for black people's music because people responded to him and then wanted to seek out black music.
Sure.
So watch yourself. Elvis is not just, the guy. Same with Eminem. Without Eminem comes out, people get more into other hip hop. Like it's a thing. It's a
Beastie
good
Boys,
thing. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Elvis, everybody shits on poor Elvis. It's like, it's like
I love Elvis.
Yeah, he did some good things. And he was,
Sure.
without him, it's like, just be stiff and like he was shaking it and making girls crazy. And come on, man, you gotta love that. Did you see
Elvis
the
to
movie?
pelvis.
You see the movie?
Oh, of course.
No.
I loved it.
I know you saw it, Jeff. I'm talking about Andy.
I had that. I made a joke when it came out that it was just the Chuck Berry story, but they crossed out Chuck Berry's name and put Elvis on the script.
Yeah, Chuck Berry. Yeah, he ended up being freaking great. I'm putting cams in his motel. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah, okay. I mean, as a person, not a great dude, but
You know
I think to be influenced by black music is like not the worst thing when it comes to what Chuck Berry ended up doing.
Chuck Berry had
He paid
one
for all
number,
those songs too. Elvis did.
He had one number 1 record. Do you know what it was?
What?
is it the Ding-a-ling
Back
song?
to
Yes.
the Future?
No,
Oh.
it was My Ding-a-Ling.
My Ding-a-ling.
Of all the songs.
wow.
What a
My
dumb song.
Ding-a-ling. It's so.
What was
it's
that?
Really
What
dumb.
was that song?
Won't you play with my ding-a-ling?
Yeah, well, he took it a little too far because he was filming ding-a-lings in his motel.
Well, it's such a weird song. Why is
So weird. Like, why did he do that song?
I
He
don't
did it
know.
in the 70s.
Why did he film genitalia? How about that? Can we not skip over that? Thanks.
Much like there's an underground dance fetish, there's also a genitalia keeping pee in a can fetish.
Yeah.
There's a fetish. You can think of it. There's a fetish for it.
There's definitely
Do
there's a
people?
fetish for
Should I start selling my pee in a can?
I buy it.
What's that worth?
I don't know.
Shipping.
I'm
Tears.
peeing
How
all the
about your
time.
tears? I'd buy your tears.
Buy my tears. Well, either way, tears, pee. I'm just wasting. It's like I'm flushing money down the toilet.
Yeah, just sell
Hey-o.
that should be your merch. Pee in a can.
See me after the show. I'm selling my pee in these.
Well, if you're sober, you'd be surprised. I might go for some good cash.
That's true.
'Cause people
And I can
need- always
number
need
the
clean
cans.
pee. People need clean pee. Be like, hey, you got a job interview coming up? I got the perfect merch for you. I think that's the angle. But then you just do drugs just to ruin their lives.
Yeah, just you got to do the research. They don't know where the pee's been.
What a weird show. Speaking of Chuck Berry, watching people pee. The real king of rock and roll. Likes to watch him pee. Yeah, I mean, it is weird though. It's like he wasn't a good person, and I think that makes a difference with the music. Like he was an asshole on stage. He was like, he would come in and be such a thing. I've seen footage of him and John Lennon fighting during a song, like him and what's his head from Keith Richards. They're having a big fight. I saw some video.
Oh, I saw that clip. I don't know what the fight was about, but I saw
just nonsense. Just because he's like, I'm Chuck Berry, one of those, and then you're just like, I can do whatever I want. And it's like, meanwhile, everybody made more money when they covered your song than you probably off the song. So I don't know. How about that?
And he took cash at his gigs.
Yeah, in a briefcase, and it
That's
had to
right.
be before the show started,
That's right.
so he could just grab the briefcase and just
and get out of there.
I mean, I respect that stuff. Just I was fine until when people
Until
go
the
after
pee
poor
stuff.
Elvis, I tend to, and then they make Chuck Berry this fucking angel. I'm like, all right, dude, slow it down, because I mean, Elvis.
Well, what's that woman that they is it Rosetta Tharpe? Is that her name? The woman that they say invented rock and roll
Who
before.
did Hound Dog? Nobody invented rock and roll. Everybody had a piece of it. Not one person did it. That's the problem. Everybody wants to say one guy's the greatest at basketball. One guy invented
Michael
rock
Jordan.
and roll. One guy. That's what they all want to do. That's not what it is. It's pieces of everybody. Pieces of everybody. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? No? Am I the only one that thinks everything was influenced by
I think,
everything?
I think it was Chuck Rock and Roll who invented rock and roll.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes a lot more sense.
Chuck Roll.
It was Rick Roll.
He met his friend Rock, and that was the whole thing. Came together.
No,
I
I
don't
think you're right. It built. It came out of the blues and
Blues and
blues and folk and
folk
and then
and
yeah.
people in
Little bit of
bad
pop.
situations, like, picking the crops and things. Like, it comes from everywhere. Like, I'm sure, I don't know. Starting to get into slavery. We better move on. Let's switch topics quick. But they take us down. So Anthony and I, we went to a record store today. We went to a record store.
Now you guys hung?
Oh, we were hanging.
Yeah, we hung out. It was exciting. I saw him 2 days in a row. It's pretty. It's a lot. It's a lot, by the way.
We're not hanging out for 3 weeks after this.
Yeah, I need a detox. I'm just in the car going, dude, get more positive. You got up, you did a show, a lot of that. But stop being so hard on yourself.
That's how I get so good.
Is that how you get so good?
I don't know. That's what I tell myself.
So we went to a record shop, Record Safari. This is a cool little place in LA. It was a standstill place, which we love, so you can park and the whole thing. But yeah, they had good. It was a lot of older records and stuff. A lot of stuff I felt were bootleg. I felt like a lot of stuff. It felt like a lot of bootleg. And remember that record store that was off of West 3rd in MacDougal? It was over there, like right by Ben's Pizza. You guys remember that place?
Oh, Bleecker Bob's?
Yeah, Bleecker Bob's. That place,
of course.
That place was great. They always had so many bootlegs in there, though.
That was great. Yeah.
I like the bootlegs.
Yeah, I mean the artists
live
don't,
stuff.
But I'm sure.
Back in the day, I used to go there all the time and buy it.
Over, but yeah. But I get it. I mean, they make enough money, so it doesn't matter.
Well, I like it when it's different. If it's like a concert or it's like B-sides or radio performances or whatever, like it's, not just like somebody recorded the album and is selling their own copies.
Well, if it's a bootleg, the artist is not making money. That's the bottom line. It is.
But when you buy it used, they're not really making money anyway if you buy it used.
No, I'm okay with it to an extent. Then I feel bad. Like, I think I have a couple and I don't even play them. Every time I play them, I feel bad.
You feel guilt when you play a bootleg?
It depends on the band. Like the Dead used to encourage it.
Yeah,
Metallica does not.
Metallica did not.
No. I think I have a bootleg AC/DC thing or something. Like whatever. It's whatever. These people made enough money. How do you feel about bootlegging, Adam? Are you against it?
No, I mean, I actually have a bunch of bootlegs, and I used to love getting bootlegs. There was a store up by me called Music Man, and you would walk in, and they would always have Kiss concert footage playing, but they had like a giant glass kind of glass display just filled with imports and bootlegs. But they were always so expensive. But they would still, if you liked something there, they would record it on a cassette tape for about $9, and then do a little like photocopy
the bootleg.
Right.
I like it.
Bootleg. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mixed. We'll see. I mean, especially now, it's like what's happening with the SAG and all that stuff. It's like. Yeah. Gotta be careful, artists are getting ripped off left and right. So
well, one could argue that streaming is pretty much just bootlegging everything that exists in the world.
I'm not a fan of streaming. I wish I didn't have
ruining the movie business.
Anything to do with it. Yeah, dude. I do records. I just only do it because this show's the only reason I'm streaming. Otherwise, I wouldn't even listen to that stuff. But we gotta keep up with the times.
I'm selling bootlegs of my own albums. I burn them at home. I do the artwork by hand. So
you're bootlegging yourself.
Reach out if you want. If you want an authentic bootleg of my own stuff. I don't have permission to sell my own stuff.
What'd you buy today, Anthony? You go first.
Oh yeah. So also I thought it was a good idea. You were like, don't look at my records. I don't want to. We're not going to talk about it. So
save for the show.
So we don't know.
Literally, I did. I go, I don't want to see your record.
Yeah, I was coming over. I was taking a peek. He's like, save it. So I don't know what he got. He doesn't know what I got.
Okay, let's see what these two buddies got.
I got two things. One, this is what I got for myself. I got I didn't know this album, but it's by Parquet Courts, who's a band that I love, and I just don't know this album. It's called Human Performance. Is that what it's called? Human Performance. I listened to the A side so far, and I really like it. It's different. I like the what's the name of that album, Adam? The one that we both like?
Light Up Gold, Light Up Gold.
Light Up Gold. I mean, I can't stop listening to it. It's like it's one of my go-to albums. If somebody's like, "Hey, you want to play some music?" Like you're in the car or whatever. Somebody's like, "You want to put something on?" It's the first thing I think of is Light Up Gold, and that album is so good that I have been really slow to check out any other albums by Parquet Courts. I've been listening to that one album for like 6 years. So anyway, I bought this. I bought it. It's got some cool artwork, and it comes with a big booklet that has all of the lyrics, and it's got some drawings and things like that. So, and I'm liking the A side. Less. It's more post-punk, I guess. The one, Light Up Gold, is a little more punk.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got this for my wife Amber. It's a Mitski album. Actually, I like her too, but this is. I saw this. I had to get it because this is from vinyl subscription. They had it used from this. It's called Vinyl Me Please. Is the vinyl subscription service? So they do like these limited runs. And it comes with this, this artist made this to be part of the packaging. This is not part of the original album art. So you get this print, and it has the artist's name on the back. And it's a colored vinyl. The Parquet Courts one is just a regular color, but this one is a red colored vinyl from that subscription service. So I got that.
Nice.
This is a great album
too. I like that. Get those colored fingernails too, boy.
Oh yeah.
You're so LA. Yeah. Transitioning. I like it.
Anyway, Mitski. Check it out.
I get that way too. I get that way about albums where it's just like you have a good album and then you're just afraid to listen to the other albums. Like a prime example of somebody who has such great albums and then there's like 5 terrible like Bob Seger has like 2 good albums and then the rest of them are like, you might get one good song. And then it's just, and I bought all the Seeger's albums. I was like, because I love like the first 2. And then you're just like, and you just get like gun shy of buying, the other 3 or 4.
It's like Weezer.
I don't know. That's your secret. Right? you know more about it than me. I mean, I just bought Pinkerton and I figured I was safe for that one. So
yeah, that's a safe
one. One I own. So figure that's the way to do it. So I bought a couple of stuff here. I bought this is Clannad. This is we covered one of the songs when we were talking about soundtracks. She, did a lot of soundtracks to the Patriot games and a lot of stuff. And so it's just kind of that Kate Bushy kind of 80s
okay
stuff,
I like that. I like that kind of thing.
You like that, Anthony? Good.
Yeah.
Anthony's commentary. Yeah, it's good. I like that. Yeah, I like that.
I'm into it.
Stuff. I'm into it. Stray Cats.
Classic. There you go.
Classic there.
Finally
what?
Finally we got some good music here. Here we go.
Oh, dude, Clannad is phenomenal, dude.
I don't know Clannad.
Then just that's the problem, Jeff.
He just doesn't want to like it.
You don't know something, and then you think it's not for you. Just because you don't know it. That's not true. I would put money on it. I could find a Clannad song you like. Actually, because we talked about the Patriot games, and you said you like the music, so shut up. Anyway, Stray Cats. And then this is cool. Hans Olsen. This is a blues guy. You got an eye patch. You can't go wrong with an eye patch.
Oh, I thought that was sunglasses.
Got good hair.
Yeah, this guy's great.
Yeah, I don't like this guy already.
Dude, what? Because he got good hair?
He has good hair. He looks cool. I'm very resentful.
Wow, it's a lot of abuse for just a show and tell. My God, man, I bet you were terrible in 3rd grade. Some guy was like, the kid was like, "Yeah, I got a seashell."
Sucks.
That sucks.
I hate seashells.
You can't hear the ocean in that. That sucks. I don't know that seashell, so it can't be a good seashell.
That seashell is worse than wet leg.
Worse than wet leg. Wet leg's not even real yet, but it will be, and I'll hate it. Because you like it, so I'll hate it.
Oh no, I listen to what like I put myself through that I can't. I'm still detoxing.
Because you're not 19. You're not
Yes, right.
15.
No, because
But why do I
I
like
you
it?
like it?
I hate Chase Lounge is still it is
It's such
the
a good
worst.
song.
Number
It's
one
an
album in
awful-
America.
It's an
Number
awful
one,
song.
second only to Taylor Swift.
I'm
Listen,
surprised you hate it so much because it has a lot of influence of things that you do.
No, it has
Like.
nothing that I
Jeff doesn't
like.
Jeff doesn't
Yeah,
care.
It's
they
not
could have
good.
they could have easily been part of like the new wave scene in the early 80s.
No,
It's
they
like-
would
there's
never-
a talking
they would-
heads.
they would-
There's
no,
a
they would-
talking head.
No, in today's world, they're the only ones they stand out. But you put it back in the days of the 70s and early 80s, and that stuff would have been buried. No one would have even listened to it.
I could see them on a bill with the talking heads.
I just was going to say the Talking Heads, and that's what I compare them to. And there's no comparison because the Talking Heads are a million times better.
Tom Tom Club?
It's an offspring of the
Tom
Talking
Tom Club.
Heads.
Absolutely, Tom Tom
Yes.
Club. Flock of Seagulls.
Yeah.
Those Seagulls were fun.
I just
These
don't
guys
see
are
why
fun.
you hate them so
They're
much.
just not made for you.
Be-
But not
B-52s.
not Chase.
I could see them
Lounge.
opening for the B-52s.
Yeah.
I don't know what you hate about them. They're great.
No,
You know what's funny? I saw them,
It's
I
not
love how
listenable.
Anthony's positive. You hate most things we cover on the
I
show.
know. I was surprised that I liked something new.
Hilarious. This is not new. This is Memphis Slim and Willie Dixon in Paris, old blues stuff
Willie
that I
Dixon.
Nice.
like. And, yeah, so that's what I got today. But yeah, all right. So yeah, Jeff, Anthony are haters on the show. But Adam and I are a little more neutral, I think, when it comes to the love of music. All right, so Jeff believes the world's flat and that we didn't land on the moon. And so that's kind of the theme today is conspiracy theories.
I've been waiting for this all week.
Yeah, but in music. And there's a lot of things sometimes in music that, they become rumors and become things that, people talk about and then they become bigger than they are. And then the bands, either they choose to rebuke them or they choose to let the press just do what they do and get bigger and bigger off of it. And so it's an interesting thing in music because there's so many different things that go around and people, just talk about in the circles of music. But this even before there was social media. They just became things that one person would say and another would say about, how the guy in Def Leppard lost his arm or how this happened and whatever thing is. And so it's an interesting thing. That's a culture of music. So I thought it'd be fun to just cover a couple of those today and just kind of, see how we feel about these things and how we felt at the time we heard them. So we'll start with you, Jeff. I know you're excited.
I am.
So we'll let you kind of kick it off since you're
I'm
kind
very
of a
excited because
conspiracy guy.
this one I find really interesting because I still am a big fan of him. And we're going to talk about what happened to the career of Billy Squier. And Billy Squier's career basically fell apart because of one video. But let's go back a few years, okay? Let's go back to 1980. Billy Squier, Anthony, you would like him, when he was a young guy. He comes to New York with $45 in his pocket, and he's looking to make a name for himself. And he plays in a whole bunch of bands. Finally, he comes in this band called Piper, who I got to see back in the day when I was a little kid. They opened for Kiss, and through that band is where Billy Squier started to get some type of notoriety. He winds up getting a solo deal. And because he kind of sounds a little bit like Robert Plant, his music was of the time. And he gets 1980 puts out his first solo record, which doesn't sell great, but it goes to critical acclaim. And that was called Tale of the Tape. That was the first album. Okay, critics like it. 1981, he puts out an album right away. And that album is called Don't Say No. And it is huge. Okay. This goes to number 5 on the Billboard charts. He has big hit songs like In the Dark, The Stroke,
That's the one I know.
Yeah, My Kind of Lover. It's triple album, sells over 4 million copies.
Triple album?
Yeah, triple platinum.
Triple platinum.
Yeah. So I mean, it is a mega album. Following year, 82, Emotions come out. Another top 5 album. in fact, he had gotten so much notoriety, and everyone really seemed to like want to be on, latch their selves to the Billy Squier wagon, that Andy Warhol created the cover of Emotion. You had appearances from Freddie Mercury and Brian May of Queen, and another huge hit, Everybody Wants You. Okay, 1984 comes. He hits with his third huge album, triple platinum again. Okay, third triple platinum album in a row. Okay, Brian May, it was a lifelong dream of Billy Squier to get Brian May to play on one of his albums, and he does. He does it on a song called Another. Okay, Jim Steinman, who you guys may know from Meatloaf fame. Okay, he co-produces the record, and he has this monster single called Rock Me Tonight. Okay, it becomes Squier's best charting single of his career, but then came the video. And this leads to the downfall of Billy Squier. Now, he had a different director planned out, and that fell through. So he winds up getting choreographer Kenny Ortega, who later on winds up becoming a movie director. But he winds up, this becomes his first vehicle. He's directing this Billy Squier video. What really turned people off was the concept, who Billy Squier's girlfriend at the time said, don't do it. But Billy kind of felt he was misled throughout the whole thing. And I sent the video to Adam. I wanted you guys to see it because the dancing in it is off the charts horrible. I mean, he's dancing effeminately. He's flailing his arms. He's snapping his fingers. He's in a pastel-lit bedroom. And while he's also doing this, he's writhing around on satin sheets. It's so embarrassing. It's so bad that in 2011, a book came out called I Want My MTV. They devoted a chapter to this video, naming it the worst old-time video. How did you know the video had an impact on it? Because when the video came out, it only took a matter of almost maybe a week and a half where Billy's concert tickets started going down. The theaters that he was playing in is now getting half filled. He fires his manager. He accuses Ortega of deceiving him. He comes out. I mean, and the thing is, Signs of Life charted at number 11. The next album that came out, okay, didn't hit it any higher than 61. People were done with him. This was supposed to be a masculine rocker, guy who plays guitar, cool guy. And in the video, he just kind of he just goes away from that. And the thing is, when you watch the video, how do you watch it and not realize it's this bad? It's this bad. So now it's 1993. He puts out his last album, and he's never really to be heard from again. I mean, he'll do a couple of concerts here and there for a charity. He'll just go up and play. But this was a guy who had 3 triple platinum albums, who everybody wanted to be associated with. And because of this one video, his career ends.
Yeah, I feel like well, he was that Christmas song was pretty big.
But that was before.
That was before this album.
When this came out, that was it. The album was huge. Yeah. This song was huge. His biggest charting hit to date. And then when the album came out, he was done. The video came out, he was done.
Yeah, is it that bad?
I
wanted you guys to see it. I sent it to Adam. I was hoping we'd be able to show it here. That way we can kind of comment on it as we were talking about it.
Can you play it at all or no?
Let me see.
You don't have to have the sound. We can
do it without the sound, just so you can get the look of it, the way he's dancing, and the clothes he's wearing. But you got to remember, this was supposed to be a guy like David Cloverdale. This was supposed to be like a hard rocker.
I don't know. I don't know. I think people just were done with him. I think this more than this video.
How could they be done?
I think
Do you
the
think this is a
sound was
conspiracy that the dance moves were so bad that it
No,
ruined him?
I think the video. I think the video really. The song had gone so big.
Here's why I don't. Let me talk. Here's why I don't believe your theory. Because what happened next? Dudes that look like chicks became very successful. You know, it was all about glam hair metal. So I think it's like, to be like he wasn't masculine enough. It's like that was the direction music went. Bon Jovi and Poison and all that.
Bon Jovi never did a video like this.
Okay, I'm not talking about the video. I'm not talking about the video itself. I'm just saying, I just feel like, you know, masculinity was not what rock was in the 80s. It's like David Bowie was huge. It's like you couldn't tell he was androgynous. It's like, I don't know. I don't know if it was that.
He had depth though, Bowie. And you know, even though like Motley Crue and Twisted Sister wore makeup, they were still really masculine, and they never did this type of video. They never did this type of dancing in the video.
I don't know. Wham was
Wham?
pretty popular.
Wham was not a rock and roll hard rock band.
Okay.
You know?
So it's the hard rock thing. So your thing is, say if Bryan Adams had been like
absolutely, if Bryan Adams had done this video, he would have been done. You know, he's wearing slight makeup in the video. You know, Billy Squier was a pretty boy. I got to meet Billy Squier too.
I don't think Billy Squier was that talented. I think
I disagree.
I think is the bottom line. I think is the bottom line. It's not that good of music. You listen to it now, it doesn't hold up. Stroke sounds like a 1982 song. Like it doesn't. It's
I like that song, but
it's a good beat. But it's not like, you know, you're saying
sampled off of a lot of stuff.
So that doesn't matter.
It's a great message where he's kind of like sticking it to the music business is what the song's about.
I get it. But I don't think it stands into like a Led Zeppelin or something, a Rolling Stones song. Like it doesn't stand the test of time. And so I think he was limited.
I think even this song.
No, it doesn't. No. I don't think so. I think it becomes off very 80s rock. Richard Marx, like everything that was happening.
80s.
Yeah, Richard Marx is still out performing. He still has a career. This guy, he was done. Like
I think we got squired out. I do.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot.
He could take a little time off, but he never came back. He never regained his audience.
People just didn't want to stroke anymore.
Well, the strokes were pretty big, so
yeah, the Strokes.
People wanted a stroke.
That's the conspiracy: is that the Strokes is actually for Billy Squiers.
They should have done. They should have done the "Stroke Me" song. That'd be hilarious. That's a good cover. If they should cover "Stroke Me." I don't know why people fall out of. I think it's people fall out of love with music. I understand the video turned people off. The first time I saw like Boston and some of these bands, I was like, oh God, you're awful looking people. And I think it's like it turned off, you know, maybe a little bit of like, you know, I didn't want to see Molly Hatchet. I just wanted to see the album cover. I don't care what Pink Floyd looks like. I don't care. You know, it was all about the album cover. And so I think MTV was all, you know, it became too much about the looks of people and stuff. And so I don't know. And then him jumping around, I don't know. I haven't seen who was this? I don't know. I haven't seen a lead singer that was masculine. I don't, you know, it's like in that era of music. You know, he's wore a tank top and sings songs about "Stroke Me." Like how?
I don't remember him being
Lemmy
super
from Motorhead. You know?
Yeah, the Stroke video. I don't remember him being like a super masculine guy.
Yeah,
but he was just a rock and roll guy. Here he's wearing it. You know what? It was the satin sheets on the bed. How he was just withering around. He was doing that dance where he kept his elbows tight to his body and snapping his fingers and prancing around. Yeah, there you go. Just like you start doing a lot of this.
Yeah, Anthony's very Billy.
Was it one arm at a time like this? Like the Conan O'Brien.
Now do the jumping rope. Jump rope.
Yeah.
There you go.
Was he wearing like a cutoff shirt and shorts?
No, he was wearing something worse. He was wearing a tank top. And then a pink tank top on top of the tank top.
Oh, you got to do two tanks.
Yeah, you got to do two tanks.
Got to go double tank.
Then he had a shirt on at the beginning, and he tears his shirt. So you see him. You know,
he did the Hulk Hogan. I dig it.
He does a Hulk Hogan. Oh, but it was awful. Yeah. He was on his elbows, withering around on the floor.
But here's the deal. Obviously, that turned people off, and I get it because I remember the first time, like,
Ian Asbury wouldn't have done it, Dustin.
I know, but I hated Tom Petty after that video where he's doing the Alice in Wonderland. Like after that video, I just hated everything that Tom Petty had anything to do with. I'm just saying the same thing. I'm just saying, why do people hate Rock Me Tonight or whatever?
But that didn't ruin Tom Petty's career.
I know, but he ruined it for me.
Why were you turned off from that?
I don't know. I just got sick of it. I was a young kid. I didn't want anything to do with this dude. He seemed like a dork. I was like, I can't take it anymore. It was just done. Now I think he's, genius and he's talented. I get all that. But I'm just saying at the time, it's like, because in music videos and your brain and whatever, it isn't always like, and then it's like, it's short lived. Artist, if he had come out with a banging album, I think 2 years later, and it was really a banging album, he could have redeemed himself. It's like, obviously he didn't have that in him, or he didn't want to, or he was done.
Dustin,
did you like the song though?
The song is great.
The Mary Jane song? Or
I thought you meant Rock Me Tonight. The song was great. The album was a really good album. Like I said, it was his third album. He had all the momentum in the world, but people stopped going to see him.
What you're describing in the video, in my mind, I'm picturing now the Kiss music video for "Lick It Up." It's almost the same thing. Lick it up.
That's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. That really is. And a lot of people said, "Why didn't Kiss lose it at?" Well, Kiss did also,
because that song is banging,
right? But also, Kiss did go through a time where they were almost on the verge of just like selling, having to disband and stop being Kiss, because they had gone through some really lean times.
Well, they took the makeup off, and that was the first hit off the makeup. That was the biggest part of it. That was the hit from no makeup, and it's a good hit. It's a good song.
They also had Vinnie Vincent in the band, who was on that album, who was a great songwriter, who was a great player, but also again didn't fit the Kiss mold when it came to what their fans were. Because again, I don't know if you ever seen Vinnie Vincent. I mean, I met him recently. He's a guy who looks like he's transitioning. And he always gave off that vibe.
And we support people transitioning here at Dustin's Vinyl. Anyway, I do feel like, it was weird when you saw Kiss without the makeup, because I feel like it was just more fun and to fantasize about these as monsters and characters. And then once you saw, they're real people, that's boring. And so, did you say you have the video? We're going to play the video.
He says he has it ready.
Yeah,
all right. Well, let's play this.
Let's see.
Our video, Rock Me Tonight. I don't know if we're gonna have the music or not. So you're gonna have to do the play-by-play for the podcast, Jeff.
Okay.
Do we have music or no?
There we go.
Okay. Here. Okay. There he is in bed.
Okay, we can't do music.
All right. The sheets.
Okay, but he's a sexy guy. So he's standing.
He's a sexy guy. Okay. Right now, there's nothing wrong with the video.
Around.
Yeah,
he's got his hair.
Little bed head.
Rockstar body.
Okay. He's tying his belt.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenny Ortega is the director, and there he goes. Very of the time.
He's got the tank top with kind of a.
Here he comes.
There's the dance move. I did a pretty good impression.
I think he's just a terrible dancer.
Oh, wait, watch. Stop it.
Yeah, he's a terrible dancer.
How are you watching this and saying,
this is bad. I don't know if this is career killing, but
we haven't seen the whole thing. There's more. Now look at him on the ground.
Oh, no.
But isn't this what Winger? Didn't Winger do this? This was like a Winger thing.
Now he's crawling. You got to explain it more, guys. We have
he's crawling on the ground. He's withering. He's withering, gyrating his hips.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what's wrong with this video. All right, let's stop. Let's stop this. We can't watch any more of this.
Oh, he throws one of the tank tops in the air.
Some long dissolves, too.
Wait, we didn't even put it on the second time. Look at the dancing. Stop it. Look at this.
Did Beavis and Butthead cover this? Because that would be amazing.
Yes, that was another thing that killed him too. Because then, look, he
rips it off like he's Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Wow.
There we go.
He rips it
off.
And now he's wearing double tank tops.
I think I'm hard right now.
It's a weird choice to go. He rips the one tank top, but then in the next shot, he's wearing two tank tops.
That's a weird. Look at his
decision.
fingers.
Okay, all right. Let's stop the video, please. For the love of God.
Now he's pole dancing.
Wow. It is bad. I didn't expect it to be.
Here's the deal.
Really bad.
Here's the deal. I would like to just do a statement where I feel like my statement is on videos. You should never not show the band playing the music. I think it's like it's good to
come
do
later on.
It just they do.
Yeah.
Oh wow, they sure come late, huh? Because it's
but they
like
come late and they all look like a bunch of moes as well.
Okay, because I feel like they definitely
Did you
should have
say what I think
in and out. What
moes? They were just like they look like a bunch of like dopey guys like trying to be badass.
That's not what Mose means.
That's what I take it as.
Okay.
What sort of, I don't want to get into what sort of canceled thing that going to offend, the three people watching in Twitch land. But I think it's like you should always do you should always have the band. You should always have the singer and the band as a group playing, even if they're lip syncing, it's still like you want the image of the band itself. And I guess they went too late with that. And that's a problem. He got cocky. He's like, I'm going to just be the image of this. And people think I'm sexy. But he just can't dance.
It's like really bad dancing.
It's really bad.
And it's like, that's his fault. That's nobody's fault but his. Like he's the star.
I agree with you. And like, I'm sure he saw the video before it came out. And he could have put a stop on it and
said, "Let's signed off on it."
And let's just do one. They couldn't have just done. No,
the
let's
record
do a
label.
Let's do a live recording of it. Let's do a live.
That's
version.
what happens. That's what happens when you get big, is people you don't hear know enough. That's why it's like Eddie Murphy did like Norbit, and Harlem Nights could have been a great movie.
Why is Norbit bad though? I love Norbit. I do. I'm not joking. I love Norbit. I think it's funny.
Well, I mean, that sums it up right there. You think Norbit's funny? Okay, well,
I do. I think it's funny.
Okay, all right.
I love Eddie Murphy.
This is what I'm saying. I will say this. There's a lot of times where artists nobody says no to them when they're at their height. And so they do make a lot of bad choices. And I think this video was a bad choice because he's like, what are you going to tell me? I have these triple platinums, whatevers. And so it's like, I could do whatever I want in a video. I can't do no wrong. And Axl Rose learned that the hard way. I mean, there's so many artists we could list, that could be a whole show itself. People that, somebody should have said no to them. And I think that's what's happening here is it's like, he's the height of it. Billy Squier was everything when we were kids. I get it. But somebody said, this isn't going to work. And so somebody should have said this isn't going to work, and they didn't. And he just like danced his way through it and thought he was going to
like knew who danced and was a good-looking guy, but never lost his cool was Michael Hutchence.
Yeah, but he hung himself while he was jerking off. So
another rock and roll conspiracy.
That's also a rock and roll conspiracy because that didn't happen.
I don't know. I love Michael Hutchence. I'm like, I love NXS. That was a big part of my high school years.
Is that a Shining shirt?
It is.
I gotta get that shirt. That's a great shirt.
Two twins from The Shining.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I gotta get that.
Yeah, it's fun. I'll get you one.
I'll get it. We'll wear it on the show.
We'll do music from The Shining, and then we'll all wear the shirts. Red rum. I think we're only going to get one today. I like filling up a show with just one. That's great.
Yeah.
But
I could prepare mine better.
But I enjoyed. There was a movie. Who's the guy? They just did a movie. It was a boxer who like broke his neck in a car crash and came back. Broke his neck in a car crash. You know what I'm talking about, Jeff? Mm-hmm. And he came back. And he won the championship. Anyway, they did a movie. It's a biopic of a professional fighter, and he came back and he
broke his neck.
He broke his neck, and then the opening. I'll get his name. And the opening scene, they play "Stroke Me," and it's like he's like a cokehead. He's trying to make weight, whatever. He's wrapped himself in plastic, and it's such a great movie. It's the guy from Top Gun who played Goose. Like he plays the boxer. And
I've never even heard of this.
Anthony Edwards.
The new one. The new one.
Vinny Pazienza.
Pazienza. He plays this boxer. Anyway, they play "Stroke Me," and it just the trailer makes you want to see the movie. And he got it. Vinny.
I got a boxing glove signed from him around here.
Oh, so you know the story.
I met Vinny Panzianza.
Oh, so this is a story. Yeah, the guy
great
broke
guy.
his neck. He broke his neck in a car crash,
Wow.
and then he came back.
I know what that's like.
He had some big
Anthony
fights
broke
with
his
Greg
neck,
Haugen.
too.
In a car crash.
Did you?
Yeah.
Anthony broke his neck in a car crash. Yeah, he's
Yeah, I'm
lucky
gonna
to
wait
be
for
here.
that biopic.
I'm working on the biopic. Yeah, I got to become a boxer.
And we'll play Rock Me Tonight as the opening.
But Anthony, I'm very impressed. But before we even watch the video, how close did he come to actually doing that dance? He was pretty good.
Anthony knows. Yeah.
Just hearing the description of the dance, I was able. I'm a good bad dancer.
Well, that's the difference. Like Elaine from Seinfeld. Like if your intent is to be bad, then it's fun and everybody can get into it. Like I've done busted moves and stuff at a wedding, and you're being silly and you're like, whatever.
You pop?
Yeah, pop. I mean, I pop now just from waking up, I'm getting,
I just popped just doing that.
Pops.
Oh, I gotta pop it back into place.
There it is. But but I think it's bad dancing goes a long way, and it just didn't match like the image. So I see it, it just didn't match kind of what he was going for, because he was kind of a rugged rocker guy. So in your mind, MTV ruined people. I think it ruined music. I think MTV ruined everything. I think it's awful. I'm not a huge fan of MTV at all. I mean, I liked some of the 120 Minutes and some of that weird stuff.
Great, and
that was great.
Headbangers Ball and stuff like that. But, but in the early stuff, I mean, Michael Jackson wouldn't be as big without, all that stuff. And there's certain artists that benefited from it for sure.
Dire Straits.
Yeah, well, they had that one line in there, and but I don't know. I mean, nobody would have cared about a band like Dire Straits, an old rocker band like that, if they hadn't had a video that was popular. I get it. And then
and they were smart to not be it's like all animation.
Yeah. Mostly, but they do show themselves rocking, which is part of my thing. You got to show the band rocking at some point.
Yeah, they do. And he's got it's like the neon.
Balance. Yeah,
they never show this thing.
Yeah,
but they're it's not really them. Like it's a silhouette, and he's got like the neon glasses, and
they're trying to look younger.
We're ugly. We need to do something here to hide how ugly we are on MTV.
Yeah, and they're they're older, and so they want to stay, but they did a good job. They figured it out, and it worked. Like ZZ Top, it's like they put some chicks in there in a cool car.
That's another great example. MTV absolutely.
Yeah.
Put them to a different stratosphere. You're 100% right
and
about
because
that.
they did it right. They did the video right. And I think that could be a whole nother episode. Who did the video right and who did the video wrong?
They used the same three girls in the three videos that all kind of had that
coolest car that's ever existed.
Coolest car, and they would get like a down and out guy who was trying to hook up with a girl, and they were kind of like the guys who kind of would appear, and they would have these girls and they'd come out.
Like,
I mean, without MTV, ZZ Top doesn't have that image.
They were like vagina wizards, they just showed up.
It's a good band name.
It's a great,
these beards, and they just granted all unlimited women to these dorks.
Do you guys see what's in the comments?
I was thinking, about me recreating the video.
All right,
oh, Anthony, can you do that?
You know what? I will. I'll recreate the video.
Watch the video.
Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe we'll have a video. Like, sometimes people put a lot on us. Like Adam was like, "Hey, could you and Anthony do the We Didn't Start the Fire version, your own version?" I was like, "All right, dude. In a week, like I got stuff to do, man. Like this is my downtime. I got other stuff going on.
All right, I don't have much going on.
This is what I do for fun."
The video, I'll do the video, but I'm gonna set it to one of my songs.
Oh, now
that's cool. That's a good take on it.
I'll recreate the video for one of my songs.
Okay, but you got to wear the outfit.
Funny. I'm wearing the outfit.
So it's gonna be really gay next week, guys. So get ready. Pride. We do Pride Month in July. That's how open we are to every person in the world. Okay.
12 months out of the year. It's
All right, so that was our big conspiracy in
Jesus,
music
man,
today.
it's already
and
over?
Next
It's
week
over.
we'll have a new one. And thanks for listening. And yeah, hang out there, support record stores, and buy vinyl. Woo! Billy Squier, what do you got at the end there?
Oh, I was just gonna do that. I didn't know it was supposed to, I forgot what I played at the beginning, but it
Do
was like
Stroke Me. Do a version of Stroke Me.
I forgot how it goes.
Just make it up.
It's just-
Stroke me.
Stroke me, stroke me, stroke.
Yeah,
And then he
that's-
goes. "Meh, meh, meh, meh."
Yeah, that song should have took him down. All right, I'll see you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Good night,
guys.
everybody. Yay. Ooh, a little Spanish flamingo.